Is this thing on? Well, this is Israel, Golden Key Driving School. I'm the best driving school instructor in the state of New York. I'm gonna teach you today how to get yourself a license. Israel, Golden Key Driving School, the best in the business, of course. What I'm going to show you are the things that you need to do in New York City to pass your exam. We're going to start off with something simple. These are things that you're supposed to learn in your driving school. If you're not, go back into the driving school and go get your money back again. Okay, what I'm going to show you to do now is we're going to do a left turn. A lot of people, a lot of times you will fail on the exam. First thing first is your turns. If your turns are off, your exam is pretty much over. A lot of people think that is the parking that means a lot. Everything in exam means a lot, actually. Okay, I'm going to show you now exactly what you're supposed to do when you make a left turn, crucial turn, very important. What I do is I line my mirror here with the two yellow lines across the street. And why do I do that? I'll tell you in a minute. Mirror to the yellow line, no cars, no people walking. You turn all the way to the left. Let the car ride by itself. And then you slowly straighten right back out. That will put your car exactly what I've just done between the yellow line and the white lines. This is exactly what the examiners on the exam want to see. They want to see that you can handle a car, that you can maneuver a car. If they see you can't maneuver a car properly, they're just going to stop the exam. But in most cases, I'm going to show you again. Now, this is very important. This one, we have cars coming. When we have cars coming, we still do the same routine. Keep this, but with this one, it's still mirrored to the yellow lines, but if cars are coming, you will keep the steering wheel straight, you keep the car straight, and don't do anything. You always keep your hands up here, and don't do anything. When those cars are gone, then you're going to do the same exact move that I showed you before. Mirror to the yellow line, turn the steering wheel all the way to the left, and let the car ride. Now, come right back, you straighten out, done. You're mirrored between the yellow and the white line. Make sure you signal everything. I didn't think about it. I should have signaled. You have to signal everything. Try not to run over birds while you're going. We need those. Okay, now the move I'm getting ready to show you now is called a three-point turn. Usually when you're on the exam, the examiner is going to have you pull over to the side, or he's going to say stop here, something in that nature, and then they're going to tell you do a three-point turn. A three-point turn in a broken U-turn is the same thing. This is how you always start with a three-point turn or broken U-turn, is you do a left, you do a right, and you do a left. Each move you do, you have to signal. So let's start. Put your signal on for your left. Turn the steering wheel all the way to the left. Look over your shoulder. This is to make sure no one is coming. Look over your shoulder. No cars, no people. Then you go. Once you look over your shoulder most of the time, that's when they want you to go. They don't want you to look back into the car, because if you look back into the car, the traffic situation can change. Then you have to look back over your shoulder again. That means you're doubling your moves. That's called excessive maneuvering for an exam. You don't want to do that. So you move your car forward. You make sure you have enough space between you and the next car. All you have to do is imagine yourself standing next to that car. Now, you do your right, because remember, we did left, we do right. So you signal to the right, turn the steering wheel all the way to the right. Then you put the car in reverse. You will not use mirrors on the exam. When you look into reverse, when you go into reverse, you look out the back window. But this is what you're supposed to do. To make sure no one is coming, you look to your left, you look to your right, make sure it's clear. Then you look backwards. You can use two hands on the steering wheel or one hand behind her headrest. Anyone will work. Then you look out the back window, let the car go backwards. You always stop midway. You stop, you give it a shot, see if it's good enough. If you feel your car spacing is great, I usually say if you can see most of the tires on the other car, they usually mean you're fine. So I look here, I think it's okay, but let me give myself a few more inches. So I look back again, a few more inches, stop. I can tell that my space is wide open. So now I will do my last move, because you did a left, you do a right, then you do a left again. So you signal to the left, turn the steering wheel all the way to the left. Make sure you put your car back into drive. Any way you want to do it. Most of the time I tell my clients to do the gear first. Take your foot off the brake, and if it's not moving, give it a little shot. And that's your 3-point turn. And that's exactly what the examiner wants to see. Now, I'm getting ready to show you how to park. Everybody goes crazy about parking. Israel, I need to park first. I want to know how to park. I want to know how to park. Again, parking is not the most important thing on the exam. It's important, but not the most important. I'm going to show you something that's really easy. I call it the 3 R's. The 3 R's is really easy. First thing you do, you always pull your car up next to a car, and always make sure you have space between your car and the next car. You don't want to have your car too close, because if you're too close to the other car, your front is going to hit the person's back, or it's going to come back so close that the examiner is going to hit the brake and they're going to fail you. So a decent amount of space is really, really needed. So what I do is called the 3 R's, which is signal to the right, turn the steering wheel to the right, put the car in reverse. But the first thing I want to do is, I'm going to show you this move actually first, then I'm going to show you the mirror to mirror. Because what I do is, I do mirror to mirror if it's a car, because when examiners tell you, they're going to say, go park over here. Whatever car it is, van or truck, they really don't care. You should be able to park next to anything. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to show you the 3 moves, which is my 3 R's, which is 1, signal to the right, because you're parking to the right most of the time, or probably all the time on exam. Turn the steering wheel 1 complete turn to the right. The 2nd R, 3rd R, put the car in reverse. When you do the 3 R's, you're ready to park. Now, with the 3 R's, notice I did everything once. I signaled 1. I did 1 complete turn to the right. I put the car in reverse once. I'm going to show it to you again. Always do everything once. If you turn the steering wheel more than 1 complete turn, then you're going to mess up your parking. It's going to come out horrible. So the first thing you would do is signal to the right, because you're parking to the right, of course. 1 complete turn to the right. You have the emblem in front of you. Put the emblem in front of you. 1 complete turn once. Only 1 turn. Done. Put the car in reverse. That's the 3 R's. Signal to the right, turn the steering wheel to the right, put the car in reverse. Once you do that, then you're fine. Once you already pulled up mirror to mirror for a car. If the other car is not a car, anything bigger than a regular car, you will go mirror to the door handle. Really important, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to match up the back of your car with the vehicle next to you. But again, if it's a car and they tell you to park your car next to a car, it's mirror to mirror. If it's not a car, 4x4, minivan, anything bigger, it's mirror to the door handle. So now, let me show you how to actually do your parking. First thing you're going to do, once you do your 3 moves, you can take your hand, put it over your shoulder. I have my clients put the mirror down when we first start our lesson, because with the mirror down, they allow you to use the mirror, so that's your advantage, so that you can not hit the sidewalk. You don't want to hit the sidewalk on the exam. You hit the sidewalk on the exam, is over. So what you want to do is, I teach my clients this. First thing you want to do is look out the back window first, because again, if your car is in reverse, you're supposed to look out the back window. So what I would do is hand over by the headrest, I look out the back window, and then I let this car start moving backwards. I'm looking out the back window. Now, once my car starts to curve, because now it's curving, I tell my clients to put your eyes to the mirror, so that when you're bringing your car in, you don't touch the sidewalk. The only thing you want to do is bring half of your car, not the whole car, half of the car inside the parking space. Half of your car is actually your door. When you close the door, that half part is half of your car. Once you bring the car in halfway, you turn the steering. When you feel that is good, that half of your car is actually on the inside, and the other part of the car is on the outside, which is this part, your front is on the outside, don't touch anything in the car. Always keep the steering wheel straight the whole time. Don't touch anything in the car. Just turn the steering wheel all the way to the left. Once you turned it all the way to the left, look back into that mirror and slowly let your car roll backwards. 9 times out of 10, you're not touching the sidewalk. Why? Because you're actually looking at the sidewalk in the mirror. Once your car looks like it's parallel to the sidewalk, it's straight with the sidewalk. Don't go by the car in front of you, because if the car in front of you is parked wrong, you're going to be parked wrong. The sidewalk never moves, so you're actually working off the sidewalk. So once you do your turn all the way to the left, you bring the car in. Once your car looks like it's parallel to the sidewalk, you put it in park, because you're not officially parked until you put the car in park. Then you straighten out your steering wheel, which is 2 Volkswagens for whatever car you're driving. That's 1 turn, 1 Volkswagen, 1 more Volkswagen. That means your car is now parked, you're done. And that's all they want to see. Okay, this is a one-way street. A one-way street means that the cars are parked in the same direction on both sides. On the exam, you definitely want to keep your car in the middle of the street. You don't want your car swinging from side to side. If the cars are parked in the same direction, that's a one-way street. So keep the car in the middle, just like this, 2 hands on the steering wheel, and you just drive it straight down. If you feel that you're going down, if you notice you're going down any hills, keep your foot on your brakes softly to show that you have full control of the car. Do not touch the gas when you're turning, unless you want to give it a little tap to make the car move. Other than that, you really shouldn't hit the gas too much. Now, here's this is 2 different types of stop signs. One stop sign here reads all way. The all-way stop sign, you stop once at the first white line you see. You count to 2. 1, 2. That gives enough time for the examiner to feel the car stop. Then you go on. Now, this is a 2-way street. The cars is parked differently. With a 2-way street, you keep your car on the right-hand side of the street the whole time, all the way down. If at any time your car is in the middle of a 2-way street, that's an automatic fail. So you want to keep your car on the right-hand side all the way down on a 2-way street. How do you know if it's a 2-way street? Because the cars are parked differently. Now here's a different stop sign. This is a regular stop sign. With this stop sign, you stop twice for 2 seconds each. You stop at the first white line you see, you count to 2. 1, 2. Then you go to the very last white line, or at the end of the white lines that you have. Stop again. 1, 2. Signal to the left, lean forward, and inch your car out. Don't go out one-shot deal, because if a car is coming, the examiner sees it, the examiner is going to hit the brake and you fail. So you lean forward and you literally inch the car out. Look both ways. You always look to your left first, because that's the first lane you're entering. Look both ways. When you see that it's clear, you just go right on out and go right into your turn. You don't do mirror to the yellow lines with this particular left, only with the lefts in the street. How you doing out there? This is Israel, Golden Key Driving School. I just have a few things I want to tell you about this business. One, if you're going to get into a driving school, look at the car you're getting into before you put your money down. 2, usually the car represents the person that's going to teach you to drive. 3, if you're not learning certain things, which you've seen in my video, rights, lefts, parking, 3-point turns, by the time you're on your 4th or 5th lesson, go back and get your money. Don't listen to a person that tell you that you need more lessons, because the only one know if you're going to pass or not is me, the instructor, not even the instructor. The big man upstairs is the only one know if you're going to pass or not. So look out for these certain clues. Be very careful where you spend your money, and do your research. It's called the internet. Peace out.